I'm burnt out from writing, so I'm taking 2 weeks off. It's funny because it's my main source of entertainment, and so I'll struggle to not think of an idea, which immediately makes ideas happen. I don't mean to sound arrogant, but people always say, oh, to be creative, you've just got to sit down 10 minutes every day, just do a little bit, and you can get there. You can do it. You just have to make a piece of furniture of your life and just keep on doing it. And that's true. But I feel like that's for beginners or people who don't necessarily need creativity as their main source of entertainment. Because I've been doing this for 30-something years. What I never hear is you just need rest from it. Actually, I do hear it. I do hear that you need to let your subconscious work and all that sort of stuff, and I know it because I've done it and it's helped. But yeah, you always get beginner's advice, which is you just got to sit down and just get cracking and put your bum on the seat and write. That's all you've got to do. And there's not many artists after the age of about 35 who are still actually making art. They all sort of do it. That was fun. Now I'm off to do something new in life. It's just not a thing that they desperately need to do for an entire life. So you're going to get a lot of beginner's advice because that's where a bottleneck of most artists are. They're between 20 and 35. So you don't get advice for people who have been doing it and cranking on after 40 into where they've actually lived a fair bit of life. They know a lot of stuff, and now the good part of that is where rest actually starts to work, like going to the gym and resting muscles so things actually recover and you can let your brain chill out, let your heart chill out, and really bring in the quality stuff that you wouldn't have been able to bring before the age of 35. Yeah, I've heard a lot of different editors' advice say something happens around in your late 30s where you've seen the cycles of life, you know what happens. So yeah, a lot of advice you get for artists and creativity is for people under 35. It's just how it is. It's not a diss, it's not a go at any particular age group. It's just living life and existing long enough to know how your brain works at different parts of life and how much data you've collected by simply existing. But yeah, so yeah, rest is super important to go up that next level after the age of 35, 40, I think, for most artists. I'm almost saying this so my mouth can hear what my ears are saying. So I'm almost making this video to convince myself, because I'm on day 2 of not writing, and I'm making this video because the only things I'm going to do during this time are just keep the skeleton crew lights on of the little routines I do, which is posting. Still going to post stuff. I want to keep that going, but in terms of sitting down for 3 to 4 hours a day and writing until I get a headache, I'm not doing that, because I'm finding I've written this new book so fast. I've never written a book this fast. Like, I've always taken at least a year for 40 pages, but in 8 months I've written close to 150, and I'm starting to just recycle metaphors, recycle old thoughts. I'm not letting the space breeze through just to bring in something new, something interesting that I wasn't thinking of. And I need that time. I need the time to remember to just chill out, Darby. And I have my whole sense of self tied up so far with my work and what I do. Part of me not doing it is partly out of fear, because I feel that's who I am. Who am I when I'm not doing it? I was talking to a friend yesterday whose brother died, who was a world-class geologist, and on his deathbed he had all his papers around him, and he was saying, "Oh, I need to keep working. I need to keep working." And that's what I'm scared of as well. I'm scared of when I'm at the worst part of my life, well, not necessarily worst. Leaving's also a form of arriving. I'll be wanting to grasp at what gives my life purpose and meaning and who I am as Darby. And it was all nice and stuff to get rid of my traditional resume to do this full time. But part of me has this new resume in the back of my head that says Darby, rider. That's what I do. And I know I've always hated when people consider themselves riders, even though that's what I consider myself, because I need to not consider myself as one to ride. And as soon as I'm not riding, that's when it all happens. And so it's always like trying to indicate left and turn right, trip over my feet. When I start riding in the morning, I'll often just say one dumb sentence in my head that just ticks over, almost like trying to rip start a generator. And that sentence for me recently has been misunderstand yourself. And in the past, it's been other things like, oh, the world's weird. It's so stupid. It's just such a dumb sentence that I'll start with, and often I'd never write about that, but I just need something to just trick myself into start writing. And but yeah, that new sentence recently that I've been saying kind of subconsciously is misunderstand yourself. And I've just been more aware of it recently and thinking, hey, Auntie, listen to that. Maybe I need to misunderstand myself and stop writing. Maybe I need to not consider myself, the last 5 years of writing like a crazy person, and not do this just for a little bit. Because when I last took a break was a year ago. And that's when the good stuff happened. That's when Mum's book happened. And that's one of the best things I've ever done. And that's because I wasn't doing stuff. I wasn't doing anything. And like there's Charles Bukowski who said his secret is don't try, which he's got on as an epitaph, however you say that word, on his gravestone. Don't try. But also he was wildly ambitious. And so there's always that weird conflict paradox thing going on where it's like completely trying and absolutely just like running yourself into the ground at the expense of everything else to try, but then not trying. So I'm just caught in it endlessly. And so yeah, this 2 weeks off that I'm giving myself to not write will be, hopefully it'll save my sanity a bit. Because yeah, the book I've written in 8 months is 160 pages, and it might be the best thing I've ever written. Some pieces in it that I feel like you can feel it when you go up a level in your head. You go, I haven't gone into this territory before. Something new's happening. I really like it. And so there's some good stuff in it, but also there's some terrible stuff in it. I feel like it's full of some of my highest stuff and also some of my lowest, worst stuff ever. And there's a lot of repetition in it. I feel like there's a lot of padding. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm taking 2 weeks off, is to come back to it fresh, rip out all the padding, and hopefully have some new ideas. Because yeah, I've never worked so hard in my life, because I feel like this is a window of opportunity that I've never had, and I know from the past where I've missed out on opportunities by not working hard enough when that little window was open to do it, and I'm too old to not want to miss out on that stuff again. So I know that I've got to work hard to taking 10 steps backward to go 1 step forward is kind of the weird logic I've got to apply. yeah, so it's counterintuitive, and it's going to be hard to, oh, I've got an idea, go away idea, I don't care. So that's really hard. But I was looking up online last night about different poets at different rates that they work, and apparently it's like the one book a year is the kind of the commercial output for a lot of poets. Some are one every 10 years. Some are take a long time. And there's always that quality versus quantity argument, and how productivity and creativity have nothing to do with each other. I love that as well. But yeah, it's all tied up in being my own best form of entertainment. So yeah, it's time to be a sponge and absorb other people's work. Watch old stuff that I haven't really seen, that I've been meaning to watch or read. For instance, Japanese death poems. A friend recommended that. I don't think I should be reading about death on such a beautiful day in a park, but I'm going to read it. But yeah, it's a real strange one. Yeah, I always felt like you got to keep writing. You got to do it every day. Do what you love every single day is beginner's advice. And if you're more than 5 to 10 years into your art practice, experts' advice is, not that I consider myself an expert, because immediately I write crap. You have to be in beginner's mode. But for lack of a better term, expert advice is taking time off. Otherwise, I'm going to write crap. I'm going to write beginner stuff, pushing it all the time. But what I have loved about being able to write every single day without having to turn up to a job and waste my energy is I've been able to write better stuff. Like, I have been able to write better stuff by being able to push it much harder than I could when I was working full time for 30 years. So yeah, it's all a strange balance. And yeah, I'm really making this video to convince myself that this is what I need to do, even though I'm only 2 days into it. So yeah, don't even take my advice, because I'm just trying to I'm trying to convince myself. But this is really more of a diary entry as well.